Understood that it's different for this.
Whenever you select the channel, this becomes that channel.
Okay. All right.
Okay? That's why you got to make sure you're selecting your channel.
So you went to these and fed them into the bus?
Yep, so I selected here. Remember, I turned the master up first.
Yeah.
Then I came over here.
Check, 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 check. Pull that down for the moment.
Okay?
Okay.
So this sent it to bus 2, this would send it to bus 1. Plain and simple. Okay? Now, that's the first way of doing it. Let's back up. The second way, you come over to the master, select bus 1 and 2, turn up the bus that I told you to send it to, select your bus, and hit fader flip. Now, these become the send to that bus. So you come over here,
Check, 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 and now it's there.
okay? Come back over here, and now the music is in there as well. This is your faster way of doing it, but it's also the most dangerous way of doing it because you're going to forget to hit this fader flip button when you move on to the next few steps.
I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Fader
So
flip?
how were you doing it before as compared to fader flip that feeds into the bus?
What
Those
we did
faders
up
feed
here
in.
was the way that you would have done it on a normal console. In the channel, you go to the knob and turn it up to the aux, and that sends it there. Fader flip, when I select this, says these faders are no longer the console. These faders represent whatever I have selected over here, which is bus 2.
So fader flip is in relation to a selected something
Yes,
over
and
here.
that's why it's dangerous.
Okay.
Because over here, you hit select. Now, if you read, it says aux 1 to bus 2.
Yeah.
Aux 2 to bus 2. Right? If I select a different channel, aux 1 to bus 1, aux 1 to bus 2,
Okay.
or so on, right?
So it can get confused.
So it's confusing. So by selecting this, I'm sending it there, and of course, it's already in the monitor.
Would you say it's easier to select each, or maybe less confusing for students to just select each channel and then feed it into the bus however much, or would you
Well,
recommend?
here's your problem. On this desk, you can do that. If we get the compact, you can't.
You would have to do the
You
fader
have
flip.
to do fader flip because we don't have the bus send on the compact, and I can pick between the two of them.
Oh, so you're gonna tell us to do one or the other, so you can know both. Okay.
Well, you need to know both. It's up to you on the large one. On the small one, you have no choice. It has to be fader flip.
Are we doing a practical on the small one?
I can pick between the two of them.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't gotten there yet,
Okay. Sorry.
so,
Good.
okay? You're going to have to know fader flip anyways because you're going to have to do it for the next step, which y'all probably aren't going to like, just to be frank,
Sweet.
okay? So,
Do it.
you're in fader flip. Now, here's the other thing I want you to keep in mind. I pulled down the main so we could talk, but the music's still there, my vocals in both. The other thing, before we move on, with fader flip, I've selected the bus. Make sure you don't select the bus, hit fader flip, and then select the channel, because now this is not what you think it is. This is the channel for the mains. This becomes the level to your buses for that channel because you selected it.
Check, 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 check.
Follow?
Somewhat.
So the thing to remember is this.
Get in here and mess with this.
This is why I said you got to practice this one. It's not going to be easy. The thing you need to remember is this. When you're in fader flip, whatever you select changes how these work. So if I'm on this side and I've selected it, these go to this bus. If I'm on this side and select it, this goes to bus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sense? So the channel selection says that channel to these buses. The bus selection says these channels to the bus I have selected. That's the difference. But because everybody gets in the habit of hitting select each time they do something, I see a lot. Students are over here, bus 2, select, fader flip, select my channel, and they try to send it, and what happens is this. It's not in the monitor. I don't know why, right? Because what you've done is you selected the channel. So to get to the monitor, no, you're getting both.
Okay.
See?
Because does the link do that?
The link does that.
Okay.
But it depends on where you select. But all the ways are appropriate to get it there. You just need to be familiar with how to do it. Okay? So, we've got music and mic in the mains. I tell you to send it to the channel or the bus. So we've turned up bus 2 in this case. Fader flip. I'll send my mic there, so I'll go over here.
Check, 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 check. The mic's in there. Then I come back over here to aux in.
And it's there. Now, the next thing that I'm going to tell you is to mute the music, and we're going to ring out your monitor. So, right now we're in fader flip. Watch what happens if I mute my music in fader flip. Is the music muted?
No.
No, we've muted the send for the music to that. So you've got to get out of fader flip and mute the music.
That's it.
Now get back into fader flip because this is where things get difficult. We need to ring out our microphone and our monitor. To ring out a microphone, you have to intentionally create feedback. And it needs to be controlled. So, the first couple times you do this, it's going to be pretty nerve-wracking. Just going to be honest. Okay? What I'm looking for is for you to not lift your finger off the fader and to be paying attention to when it's starting to feedback and already pulling it back as it begins to do that. All right? So, in addition to this, this is where you actually have to be a little bit more loud to make it happen. You've got to talk loudly into the microphone. Remember, polar patterns change, and it's a phase issue. As we start to change that polar pattern around, phase relationships change. And feedback is caused by phase, not by gain. But we're turning it up so that we increase that chance. Okay? So, to do this, there's a couple steps involved. I am back in fader flip. I've selected my bus. We don't want that. We actually want to go back to our channel and select the channel. So I've selected my channel. We want to hit view on the EQ and make sure, I'm sorry, no. I'm brain farting. You want to be on the bus. Select the bus and hit view on the EQ. You want to EQ the bus, not the channel. If you EQ the channel, I'll ding you for it. Right? You don't want to be pulling frequencies out for ringing in the channel. You want it on their monitor. Otherwise, it's going to sound really weird in the mains. So select the bus, but keep it on fader flip. This will let you, this is the only way to be able to do this, to be able to see the EQ and be able to turn up and down what's going to the monitor. Also, a mistake that I see, students will only turn this thing up halfway. You need all the gain you can get if you're trying to cause feedback, so make sure this is turned all the way up. Turn that my direction to help. So, over here on the EQ, this is an RTA. You guys familiar with an RTA? What it's doing? It stands for real-time analyzer. What we have is a frequency graph over amplitude. And each one of these bars represents one of those frequencies. So as I'm talking, for instance, 1K, see if I can get this. See how it spiked? That's what you're looking for at this point. We'd like for your ear training to be to the point that you can just hear it and go, that's 5K, pull it out. We know you probably aren't there yet. So I have no problem with you using that RTA to help you with that, okay? So, to do this, this should already be at unity, and this is where gain staging really becomes an issue for you too, to make sure you do it correctly. So, bus is on, bus set unity. Come back over to your channel and check, 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 check. You're gonna raise this, see how it's already ringing? You're gonna start to raise this up until it starts to ring. Check, 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 check. See how I'm riding that? Notice it's not taking off on me, because I've never let this go. If I threw it up, it'd take off on me. I'm wanting you, as soon as you hear that, start pulling back a little bit. I'd rather go away and you have to bring it back than for it to get away from us and then our ears hurt. All right? So what we're doing is we're looking for two frequencies here. So we got the first one. Check, 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 check. Just under 2K. So come over here to your EQ, find where that was. Make sure the EQ is on and pull it out. Check, 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 check. Ooh, that took off fast. 4K. So go to the high, you don't want a shelf. Go over here to 4K. take it out.
It's not that bad.
Normally, I would not say that you want to take it all the way out. That's not the appropriate way of doing that. Instead, what we would rather you do is just take it out a small amount and check and see if that takes care of it, and or maybe even a narrow Q, because this,
Check. Hold on real quick. Check. Hear that? Compared to that, right? I've lost all the upper mids because I've pulled out right below 2K and right at 4K.
so even though that's where it's wanting to feed back, that's not going to sound good for a musician, so we'd want to figure out the spots and do that a little bit better. I won't make you do that in the practical. I want to see that you understand the technique more than anything else. Okay? First couple times you do this, bring some earplugs. Practice. It's gonna take some practice. Also, if you're having trouble getting it to feed back, like you've maxed out and you're looking and you're going, okay, gain staging set correctly, another thing you can do, cup your mic. Right? Hey. That was the frequency it was feeding back. See what I did? Hey. I can't. There it is. So that's another technique you can use. All right, once that is done, get out of fader flip. But before you do that, make sure you pulled this back to a normal level as well. Get out of fader flip. Come back. We will then, oh, I'm sorry, I skipped over a step. Let's go back. We need to send our microphone and music to the wedge. Yeah, I did that already. Yeah, okay. All right, next we need to go back, turn our music back on. So, I'm still in fader flip. So get out of that, turn the music back on. I need you to send your microphone to a delay and tap tempo to your music. So to do that, we come back up to our microphone, select your channel. If you can, up in the bus sends, that's easy. 13 through 16, 15 is your delay.
So it's just a matter of turning it up.
It'll be there. If you don't have those, your other options come down here, bus 9 through 16. Select bus 15. Come back over here, hit fader flip.
And turn it up.
So bus 15 is always just going to be a delay.
Yep. For the practical, it will be because it's set up that way.
Okay.
Now you need to tap tempo. Check.
Nice.
All right. So now that we've done that, we need to get our delay to the monitor over there. To do that, you can leave it on fader flip if you want to. Come over here to bus, select your bus. Come back over here under the aux in USB. Here are the effects returns, and you want the third one in its stereo. So if you read through here, effects 3, left and right.
Check.
Okay? That's where you want to do that. If you don't want to do fader flip,
You can come back over here, select your channels, come here to bus 1 through 4, check.
turn it up that way. That's another way to do it. Last, you got to save your scene. On this board, it's show control. If you hit U, go over to scenes. Please do not save over somebody else's. That's mine, so I'm going to end up saving over that. But you're going to hit save. You'll use your initials, so you'll scroll through, press in, save. Are you sure? Yes. Now you need to zero the console. Come over here to setup, global, turn that to console. Not show data, libraries, or factory reset, console. Press in, yes. Console is zeroed. Hand me back your mic. Grab your cable, turn it off, turn it down, unplug your cable, wrap that cable, and tell me you're done.